Hello, welcome to my channel, Crafty Fox DIYs. In this video, I'm going to share some easy Thanksgiving DIYs with you that you could make on a budget. Okay, let's get into it. For this first project, I am making a sign that says Happy Thanksgiving. And I'm measuring my board so that way I know where the center is, and that way I will have my stencil centered on the board. So I'm just going to put it on there, and then I'm going to use my tape measure again to measure the stencil so I know where the center of the stencil is so that I can line it up with the marks that I have made on my board. Okay, then once I get that done, then I'm just going to take some tape and put it onto the stencil to hold it down so that it doesn't move out of place. And then I just take my stencil brush and my paint choices and do my lettering onto my board. This color that I'm using here is by Fantastory. It is called Yellow Ochre, and the brown is Raw Sienna. It is also by Fantastory. My camera started going down the tripod. It started going down, so that's why I had to fix that there. And these little foxes I got at Dollar Tree, and you can paint these up however you want. You can decoupage them or, whatever suits your style. I decided to just paint these. I mixed a little bit of orange with a red. I can't remember the exact colors, but I did mix a little orange with the red to get the color that I wanted for my foxes. And then I'm just going to use a Sharpie and a white paint marker to add, details to my foxes. I'm going to paint the tip of the tail white and put a little white in the ear and then also on the chest, and then use the Sharpie to make the nose and the eye. And then what I'm doing is making a boy fox and a girl fox. So for the girl fox, I also gave her some little eyelashes. And then after I get this done once, then I'm going to go back over with the white paint marker again, so that way it's just a little bolder on the foxes. And then I also made a little bow for the girl fox, and it's ribbon that they have at Dollar Tree, and it has little foxes on it, and I just cut it right down the middle so it wouldn't be as thick, and then just tied a little simple bow, what I like to call a shoestring bow, because it's just like if you were tying your shoes, how you tie the bow on your shoes. That's how I tied the bow for my little fox. And then after I got it tied and get it cut to the size that I want it, then I just use some hot glue to secure it to her head. And also these foxes have a hole in them so that you can make them into an ornament and hang them. So I didn't have to do it for her because the bow covered up the hole, but for the boy fox, I just put some hot glue on there, but you could use wood filler or whatever. And then once it dried, then I just sanded it down and painted over top of it so you can't see it. I also painted it on the back side as well to help with the transparency. Now, this board had some staples on the end, and they were embedded in the wood, and there was no way that I was able to get the staples out. So I decided to just cover them up. So I just took some of this burlap and lace ribbon that I also got from Dollar Tree. I just wrap it around the board, and then I just use my staple gun to secure it to the board. And I do this on both sides. Then once I get that done on there, then it's time to add other embellishments. I decided to go with all different colors of leaves, and I just use my staple gun to also hold those on to the board. Now, if you were going to be using this inside, you could certainly use hot glue, but I think it helps to use staples whenever you can, and also wood glue. Like for the foxes, I put wood glue and hot glue on there just to make sure that they stay on. And then I used a piece of rusty wire to make a hanger, and I just stapled that on as well. And then I used this fall ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, just made a simple bow with it, used some jute twine to tie it onto the wire hanger. And then I also added a leaf and pine cone to the center of the bow. And there's that. It's a really cute, simple sign. It's easy to make, and it's budget friendly. Okay, for this next project, I am going to make another little Thanksgiving sign using a page from a Dollar Tree calendar. This was from last year. And I had this round, it's plastic, but you could use wood or even cardboard if you didn't have anything else to use, because it's going to be covered up. Nobody's going to know that it's cardboard except for you. So I just traced out the size of my round here onto the calendar page and then cut it out. And then I put some Mod Podge on there and put the calendar page right on top of it. It's very simple, easy thing to do. And I generally don't have a whole lot of trouble with the calendar pages wrinkling. And sometimes I think a little bit of wrinkling doesn't hurt any. And this one does wrinkle a little bit, but it's not that much that it bothers me at all. Then I just took some time to decide where I want to put my flowers and my little raffia bow here that I pulled off of another project, or not flowers, but leaves. And then I decided to just go with the leaves on top. So I'm just gluing those on there, making sure that I, have a nice color balance on there. And then I'm going to take some acorns and pine cones that I have picked up, when I'm out for walks. And some of the acorns came out of their little caps, so I just glued those back in there. And then I just, like I said, just put some acorns and some pine cones on there, just because I think that kind of helps, embellish it, give it a little more fall vibe. And then I glued the raffia bow on the bottom. And then I'm just going to take some jute twine to make a hanger. And I'm also going to use some construction paper to make sure that the jute twine stays on there. And there we go, this cute little thankful, grateful, and blessed sign. Okay, for this third project, I am going to do making an arrangement, Thanksgiving arrangement. And I'm taking this is a plate that was left over from Thanksgiving a couple years ago. And so I'm just cutting the bottom off so that it will sit flat, and then I'm going to glue this piece of wood onto it so that it will stand up. Now, my intentions at first were to put it onto the tray. You're going to see the tray in a minute that I am going to be making my arrangement on. And I just had to adjust that a little bit. There we go. Now it's standing up nice. And so I was going to put it on the tray. I'm taking this moss, this Spanish moss. I got this from Walmart. It was $5 something for this, and there's a lot of it in there. So anyway, just take it and I break it apart and spread it out. But you could use anything you want. If you wanted to use green moss, whatever suits your style. And then, okay, here's what I'm showing you. I was going to do it like this, but my figurines it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. So I decided to set it behind, and this will still work for what I'm going to be using it for. And if you don't have, figurines like this, you can just use, like I'm I have a pear here and some grapes, and then I'm going to be adding a pumpkin, then I'm adding leaves, and you could just simply do that. You could just put the fruits in there. I know that sometimes a good option for doing an arrangement like this is to get like kids' plastic play food and make an arrangement with that. You could get all different kinds of things like owls or squirrels to add to your arrangement as well. Just use whatever makes you happy, what suits your style. Okay, let's take one final look at all of these projects.
Simple things make me see beauty's all around me. Through the highs and lows, love's light always shows. Blessed life every day. Gratitude guides my way. Smiles grow, hearts feel light. Blessed life, your delight.
Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.